So we're on paper 10, called the Paradise Trinity in the URANTIA book. So who would like to take us home?
I'll read. Paradise Trinity. The Paradise Trinity of eternal deities facilitates the Father's escape from personality absolutism. The Trinity perfectly associates the limitless expression of God's infinite personal will with the absoluteness of deity. The eternal Son of the various sons of divine origin, together with the conjoint actor and his universe children, effectively provide the Father's liberation from the limitations otherwise inherent in primacy, perfection, changelessness, eternity, universality, absoluteness, and infinity. Infinity.
Can you give us a little pause on that one?
There's a lot.
Oh, God has dropped me in like crazy.
I wouldn't have thought there were limitations in those things, but anyway. Oh.
It doesn't matter. You never know where it takes you. Sometimes you read the strangest little sentences, and next minute you find yourself swimming in the ocean of love.
The Paradise Trinity effectively provides for the full expression and perfect revelation of the eternal nature of deity. The stationary sons of the Trinity likewise afford a full and perfect revelation of divine justice. The Trinity is deity unity, and this unity rests eternally upon the absolute foundations of the divine oneness of the three original and coordinate and coexistent personalities: God the Father, God the Son, and God the Spirit. From the present situation of the circle of eternity, excuse me, looking backward into the endless past, we can discover only one inescapable inevitability in universe affairs, and that is the Paradise Trinity. I deem the Trinity to have been inevitable. As I view the past, present, and future of time, I consider nothing else in all the universe of universes to have been inevitable. The present master universe, viewed in retrospect or in prospect, is unthinkable without the Trinity. Yeah. Given the Paradise Trinity, we can postulate alternate or even multiple ways of doing all things, but without the Trinity of the Father, Son, and Spirit, we are unable to conceive how the infinite could achieve threefold and coordinate personalization in the face of absolute oneness of deity. No other concept of creation measures up to the Trinity standards of completeness, of the absoluteness inherent in deity unity, coupled with the repleteness of volitional liberation inherent in the threefold personalization of deity.
No idea about that. What that means.
Yeah.
That last sentence, man.
Mm.
Somebody else.
I'll give it a go. 1. Self-distribution of the first source and centre. It would seem that the Father, back in eternity, inaugurated a policy of profound self-distribution. There is inherent in the selfless, loving, and lovable nature of the universal Father something which causes him to reserve to himself the exercise of only those powers and that authority which he apparently finds it impossible to delegate or to bestow.
Hmm.
The Universal Father all along has divested himself of every part of himself that was bestowable on any other creature, creator or creature. He has delegated to his divine sons and their associated intelligences every power and all authority that could be delegated. He has actually transferred to his sovereign sons in their respective universes every prerogative of administrative authority that was transferable. In the affairs of a local universe, he has made each sovereign creator's son just as perfect, competent, and authoritative as is the eternal Son in the original and central universe. He has given away, actually bestowed, with the dignity and sanctity of personality possession, all of himself and all of his attributes, everything he possibly could divest himself of, in every way, in every age, in every place, and to every person, and in every universe except that of his central indwelling. Divine personality is not self-centered. Self-distribution and sharing of personality characterize divine free will selfhood. Creatures crave association with other personal creatures. Creatures are moved to share divinity with their universe children. The personality of the infinite is disclosed as the universal Father, who shares reality of being and equality of self with two coordinate personalities, the eternal Son and the conjoint actor.
Mm.
For knowledge concerning the Father's personality and divine attributes, we will always be dependent on the revelations of the eternal Son. For when the conjoint act of creation was effected, when the third person of deity sprang into personality existence and executed the combined concepts of his divine parents, the Father ceased to exist as the unqualified personality. With the coming into being of the conjoint actor and the materialization of the central core of creation, certain eternal changes took place. God gave himself as an absolute personality to his eternal Son. Thus does the Father bestow the personality of infinity upon his only begotten Son, while they both bestow the conjoint personality of their eternal union upon the infinite Spirit.
Mm.
Ah.
For these and other reasons beyond the concept of the finite mind, it is exceedingly difficult for the human creature to comprehend God's infinite Father personality, except as it is universally revealed in the eternal Son, and with the Son is universally active in the infinite Spirit. Since the Paradise Sons of God visit the evolutionary worlds, and sometimes even there dwell in the likeness of mortal flesh,
It's like Jesus.
and since these bestowals make it possible for mortal man actually to know something of the nature and character of divine personality, therefore must the creatures of the planetary spheres look to the bestowals of these Paradise Sons for reliable and trustworthy information regarding the Father, the Son, and the Spirit.
Mm. Beautiful. I think that this idea of trying to understanding it, I don't think this is just simply informing us of what is.
Mm.
It's just informing us. Like every sentence is an information that you can't readily fit into your system of thought. Did you hear me, Alison?
Yeah.
I was just saying.
Yeah. No, I got a bit distracted for a moment.
That's okay. I just wanted to say that, it's not, this is more like informative. We're learning about concepts and ideas that we don't know where to place it yet. So trying to understand it, it's basically just like A Course in Miracles, it tells you a line, and that's it. Like that's what it is. Try to interpret it. It's not going to be what it is. It's supposed to take us somewhere. So every sentence is saying, hey, this is what is. And we go, cool. You know what I mean? It's like, it's trying to understand it is exactly, I think it will come by itself.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trap. It takes you into the intellectual mind instead of into the experience.
If you let it.
Yeah.
If you let it, if you take a sentence and you let it sink in, it needs to sink in. And
yeah, well, I think it is learning that process, isn't it?
yeah,
Of
yes,
taking it in and allowing that to happen
exactly. And you
is
absorb what you can, and you will
yeah.
understand what you can. And there is going to be concepts that are going to be like, whew. But one day you will read it and you'll smile, you know. And I
Yeah.
still can't help to. I was listening in a car the other day, and I was just like smiling my way to town. I had
Yeah.
no clue what they were saying. And that section, I had no idea. And still, it it invites this excitement of like, my God, there is so much more than we are capable of comprehending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First, we have to go like, whoa, you know, we get into this overwhelm like we did with the Course of Miracles. And now when I look at Course of Miracles, it's like a children's story, you know. It's like, oh gosh, this is lovely,
Yeah,
you know?
it all makes so much sense now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like as soon as you let go of having to understand it or trying to understand it, something else kicks in.
That's
I'm
it.
not sure. I'm not sure what that is, but
Yes, yes.
definitely something else starts to happen. But while you're
Also,
like
there's a
trying to
lot.
clutch at straws, like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of information there though that is repeated again and again and again, like
Mhm.
about the father being first and being the first source and center, and then there's the son, and then there's the that's all like that's coming together for me now
Mhm.
without me having to think about it too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are bits and pieces, and I think somehow it's almost like when you just allow it to be there,
Yeah.
it's like a giant three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle, and at some point you just allow it to be there, and then suddenly another piece gets slipped in there, and you've got a little sort
Mm.
of three-dimensional image part of it has come together. But yeah,
Mm.
but I found myself falling asleep for a lot of that last little section. I was just like dozing off because that used to happen to me a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like
It's not,
overload, isn't it? Overload of the system and it has to just shut down.
yeah, it's a way of shutting down the intellect, the
Yeah.
intellectual side of it, that's for sure.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of the analogy of just, like if you see a UFO, you go, oh, okay, you don't have to understand it, but it's like, just goes into your consciousness. Oh, the universe is bigger than here and now. So reading all that is going, oh, okay. Don't have to understand it. It's like, oh, I get these
Mm.
little, oh, okay, okay. And my
Yeah.
mind is really opened up to so much more
Mhm.
Yes.
of what is looking after us, actually, guiding us, helping
I
us
mean,
along the way.
and we're interested in this information. We want to understand it and know it. But
Yeah.
imagine, I don't know what happens to us when we're forced to take in rubbish that we don't even want to know. Like, what happens to our brain there? Yeah. Like, at school when you're forced to take in all this
Mm.
information, it's so dull and boring and you just can't be bothered with it. But you're forced to listen to it. It's I don't know. Oh, I went somewhere then, but I don't know where it was. Where I
Mhm.
went. Oh,
Back
oh,
to school.
Back to school. Yeah.
Hate school.
It gets easier. We started on the hardest end of it.
Well, I've just been going, I was just saying before you arrived, Colt, I've just started to read about the eternal sun again. It's paper 6, and it's just coming so much easier to me now.
Yes, exactly.
mm,
Exactly. You know, you just keep going and nothing, and then he's preparing you. He's discombobulating you. Bringing you in a place where you go like, what? And there comes this genuine wanting to know, and you ask from all your heart. It's like, come on, God, help me now. And then comes this next section, you just go, oh my God. Oh.
Yeah. The thing that happened to me when I was reading it was, I had that little thing happen when I was reading about reflectivity or something. And I asked a little question as I was reading it, and the next thing I'm in an experience that I can't describe.
Yes, that's it.
But I noticed, so in when reading about the eternal sun, they use this term reflectivity more than
Yes.
once. And I
Well,
noticed at that time, all these are,
And
of course,
remembering to ask too, isn't it? Like I often read and I completely forget to ask for, but the minute you ask, something different happens. Yeah.
yes. Shall I, we have a few people who watch this. Shall I read a couple of those feeling ones?
yeah, sure.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
yes. So for those who are listening, because I know a few are, yesterday I joined a very advanced group of URANTIA book, and I mentioned feeling, and it was kind of a little bit put down in a way. And so I looked up all the feeling words in the URANTIA book, and listen what came out. Here is one of them. I like this one the best, actually. It says, it is the high time that man had a religious experience so personal and so sublime that it could be realized and expressed only by feelings that lie too deep for words. Oh my God, gets me every time.
Mm.
Um, what's another one? You must remember that feeling, not thinking, was the guiding and controlling influence in all evolutionary development.
Oh.
I didn't read that one to you guys, eh?
Whoa.
No, that's a good
Isn't that
one.
something?
Yeah.
I just had this thought that the thought adjuster
Mm.
communicates through feelings. Like, I
Yeah.
go, oh, yeah.
You get a
Like,
feeling and then you get perceptions
you
about
get
it.
perception from it. Yeah, I do get perception, but I get a
And then
feeling.
it appears that it was a thought.
Yeah.
But the
Mm.
thought was inspired by feeling.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
Like
because I
you
thought,
get this feeling, for me, the voice for God, it comes this amazing feeling, and then your whole mental acuity begins to go, like
mm,
enlightens by that experience. And then you suddenly think differently. Your whole
mm,
thought system is changed based on this little impulse. But the voice for God is not words, because, as A Course in Miracles says, words are made by the separated minds to keep them in illusion of separation, right? So we get this voice, it's like an experience. And then even my experience like 9 years ago was so profound. It was only later I made up this kind of like a rough story about it, because it's so impossible to describe what occurred.
Mm.
That's the most shocking thing about it. I was like, wow. It's like when you play golf and you hit the ball from like, whatever, 300 meters, and it goes straight in and no one saw it. And you go, so like, hey, I hit the thing, and people go, right. It's the same thing. It's like something hits you so big that wherever you go, there is nowhere to place it. There's no ground prepared for that kind of experience to be shared, because there is no receptivity for it.
mm,
Because your own receptivity was so blown to smithereens and replaced by this exquisite experience of something so brand new and so incomparable to anything that went before. Yeah.
mm.
How good was that one?
Can you say that one again, Carl, the one you just read?
You must remember that feeling, not thinking, was the guiding and controlling influence in all evolutionary development.
Mm.
Wow.
Just as well. I mean, if we went to the thinking first, God, nothing would happen. Like,
Here is another one.
be...
Actually, I can give you the paper numbers too. Paper 48. You cannot perceive spiritual truth until you feelingly experience it, and many truths are not really felt except in adversity.
Ah.
I know. It's like music to my ears.
Yeah.
Here, Anthony. But it is in the indwelling thought adjusted that attaches the feeling of reality to man's spiritual insight into the cosmos.
There you go. Ta-da!
On that.
Yeah.
That went over my head. Can you say that again, please,
I'll
Cole,
do it
slowly?
slowly.
Yeah.
I don't have actually, on this one, I don't have the paper. But I wish I copied a little bit more of it. I know it's before 102.3. So you can look it up what's before that. But it is the indwelling thought adjuster that attaches the feeling of reality to man's spiritual insight into the cosmos. I mean, hello.
Right.
So
Well,
thought
that's the thing is
adjuster
you have this
attaches.
moment of truth and you know it
Yes.
is real, and you know that by feeling. Yeah.
Yes, you know it by feeling, and
Yeah.
it blows your mind. It blows your whole structure of what you
You
think you
can't
know and
explain
see. You can't
how
explain.
you know it's true, but
Yeah.
you know it's true.
But this is so good to know. It is indwelling thought adjusted. It attaches feeling of reality to man's spiritual insight of the cosmos. Next one. Um, this is also so beautiful. 113. Angels are so near you and care so feelingly for you. Hello. How beautiful is that? Angels are so near you and care so feelingly for you that they figuratively weep because of your willful intolerance and stubbornness.
Yep.
Like,
Will
oh my God.
who me?
My God.
Oh my God.
It's so good, isn't it? See, you're like,
Yeah.
you get this now, huh? So beautiful.
They must be crying a lot.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
That's why it rains so much.
I'm so grateful for yesterday's reading because I'm going, oh yeah, that's just the thought of the old thought system. I can just let that one go.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, man. Oh.
Anyway, I think that's all I have so far.
That's plenty.
Yeah. I know, it's beautiful. All right. Shall we give it another a little read? I can read if you can bear with me.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll have a go, Cole.
Yes, have a go at me and pause me.
Yeah, we'll have a go at bearing with you, see if we can manage it. Oh
I
dear.
will, I will be feeling so delightfully inadequate. Uh, it will brighten my day. Because I love that feeling of inadequacy. It's just the best feeling. Have you ever tried that one? Could you allow yourself to feel inadequate? Say yes.
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 Can you allow it more? See? You will, as in a moment, you'll stop resisting it. You simply say yes, so you have allowing it, you're not filtering it. And suddenly you realize that it's not what you name the feeling, is that you actually freaking feel something. It's delightful. It's that you feel, not what you feel. Is that you actually allowing the feeling flow to flow. So can you allow yourself to feel inadequate even more? Say yes.
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 Yeah, and feel that.
Oh my God.
Oh, Kevin's the host now.
Kevin's what?
The host now.
Oh yeah, I mean he's always the host.
Oh.
I'm only pretending to be the host.
Oh, there's a little sign that came up that said Kevin is the host now. I thought, oh, all right, feeling inadequate. I mean, when you suggest, Cole, that we have a go at feeling inadequate, I just get pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off with you when you start doing that.
Oh
It's like,
yeah, that's beautiful. So can you allow yourself to be pissed off even more?
oh yeah, fuck yeah.
See, and we are enjoyed. Yeah, look,
Yeah.
you annoyed. You don't look annoyed in my books, but let's say you are. Because there is no resistance, there is no opposition. You're not
Yeah.
opposing your own will. Your will is
Yeah.
giving full expression of whatever is there.
Yeah. I think about, trying to feel inadequate. And it's like, well, that's not actually where I'm feeling right now. And then I go into an intellectual trying to think about it. And then I start getting pissed off. So that's it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Somebody once told me, says, Cole, I really hate you. And I felt the most loved from everything we've ever done with that person. That was the moment where I was like, oh my God, I feel so loved by you right now. It's insane. It was so true. It was mind blowing, actually. You're like, wow,
Yeah.
this feels so real. And it's in that realness that makes it loving. It makes it beautiful because it
Yeah.
was so like, you know, we hate something and we drown it in ourselves. But if we express it without guilt,
It
you
turns to love.
can no longer hold it and just go like, fuck, I hate you. Just so hate you. And I go like, oh my God, that feels so beautiful because it's honest. And it's the honesty. Like Course in Miracles says, that's one of the highest. First one is trust, attributes of the teachers of God. The second one is honesty, which is really consistency, which means you don't say something else than what you feel really. You don't pretend. You go like, hey, you're just bugging the shit out of me right now. you know?
Yeah.
And because there is no guilt, the other person begins to giggle because it's just so real. Because it actually is the truth of the moment. Not the eternal truth, but it's very similar to it. If you can grasp that. You see?
Yeah, it's sacred.
It's sacred. It's amazing. So doing these practices where you allow yourself to train, it's a training. You train yourself to allow, you can start allowing divine feelings and then start going down on a scale and start sharing the shit you carry with you in that bag.
I don't
I
want.
love being honest about what's going on for me, really. I love it. It's like, fuck it, why should I try and pretend that the amount of effort it takes to pretend that's not what's
Oh my
going
God,
on?
isn't
I
it?
can't be bothered.
That's the exhaustion, isn't it?
It's too hard.
Because I noticed that I don't want to feel inadequate. I don't want you guys to see me feeling inadequate, and
No,
I
I don't
feel
want
like
that
my
either.
energy's dropped. Ugh.
Could you allow us to see you as inadequate at least for a moment?
Oh fuck! Oh no! Hate it.
I just felt, oh my God, inadequate. That's like my all pervasive where I live,
Right,
like,
right. Like you
Jesus,
basically say,
that's
"Hey, come
just
and have a
all the
look at my
time,
house."
Yeah, I live there. What the hell?
But what's the big deal about feeling inadequate? Like I can feel a resistance to it
Yeah,
Mm.
but when the
compared with like
resistance is, I tell you, when
feeling
the
angry or
resistance is
something.
gone, when the resistance is gone, because you're somewhere programmed that you shouldn't be feeling like that.
Yeah,
You should be this
Oh, yeah.
perfect, holy Son of God. That is absolutely. But in that, you are perfect. Yeah.
yeah,
If you don't resist it, like yesterday in a chorus was saying the same thing. It's like, let it come. You have crazy thoughts, let them come. Welcome them. So like,
mm.
oh, I'm thinking insane thoughts. So you know,
Mm.
because the minute you resist it, guess what you do? You're pausing it. You make it
Yeah,
stop.
Mm.
yeah.
It's paused. So just for a moment, could you just allow yourself a little bit inadequate? I mean, you feel inadequate anyway.
Yeah, I do.
You're right there.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
inadequate. Yeah, right. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Can you allow it more?
Oh, it's a bit overwhelming, but
Yes.
it's not.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like,
But see, that's the light expansion. You expanding your light right now. It sounds crazy, and to untrained mind, this sounds like insanity. But when you actually experience it, you know, you
Yes, because I wasn't aware that was such a big, like, what a big resist. Like, I didn't even know that
yes, that's
going
true.
on all the time.
Yeah. So you
And
keep
so
going,
that's
you
the
keep allowing
denial
it,
of,
and
yeah.
eventually realize that is your radiance. Like I
Um,
told you the story about the hatred, like how I did the hatred thing, right?
mm,
So
yeah,
that's the same thing, you know, like I expressed everything at that time that I thought I hate. I allowed myself to go, okay, well, you know, what do I hate? We all have some particular, I mean, do you hate? Anyway,
Fuck
your hand up
yeah.
if you hate.
I,
See, you say, yes, I am. And look at the joy in
I hate
it.
feeling inadequate.
It's the minute you
yeah, that's
admit
right.
it, it's beautiful. Because I don't know if there is anyone who doesn't hate. I mean, how can you love, incest? Or how can you love, someone stealing children? Or how can you love?
Mm,
You can't love that, you know? So you just look at what is it honestly? You dare to look. It's like, what do you hate? And start with something simple, you know? Like, yeah. So what happens when you start doing this? If you could manage to say everything you hold within yourself that you hate, yeah, you will empty out. You will empty your cup that's full of that sort of hatred, that's so judged against.
mm,
Mm.
You will empty that cup. When the cup is empty, there is a space in you that's empty that will be filled with light, but not before. Otherwise, you might have an experience of love, and your hatred is still separating in your bones.
mm,
You see? So when I did this by by sheer, I don't even know how it came about. I suddenly started expressing it. What was the most fascinating thing was that when I finished, I experienced the most profound love coming from that same place where the hatred was coming from. And that was a that was the day where something really opened so much space because there was so much hatred. Yeah, that I fought to not have. I fought against it.
Yeah.
But by expressing it, I relieved myself of it. Because there was no longer anything to hide. It was like, hey, at the end of it, it was like, oh my God, I hate. I'm pretending to be this holy guy, but I actually freaking hate everything, you know? And there was such an awakening from that.
I
Because
had a few things I hate come up the other day, and it actually, still even with all the stuff I've been doing, still shocked me. I had these things, and I really judged them as, yeah, I could see myself doing this,
beautiful.
judging it and pushing it away because it's not an acceptable thing.
Yes.
I've been taught all my life you don't like you're supposed to love your neighbor, and
Bingo.
hate is totally unacceptable in
Yes.
every word. And yet all these things kept coming into my mind. I fucking hate, and I
Change
just
that.
throw a
Change that.
tantrum. I fucking
Change
hate my.
that. Change it into I hate my neighbor as I hate myself.
That's it.
I mean, it was
Oh, that's so
just
true.
knowledge that I had all these things I hate, in spite of all
Mm,
the spiritual work I've done.
exactly.
I've got all this shit
Yeah.
I hate.
And and then you have like anger, like how many things are you peeved about? How
Yeah, and I've never been allowed to be angry.
you would probably will be here for a couple of days, right? So,
Yeah,
but all of that's just sitting there going nowhere. It's your eternal storage of gunk,
yeah.
your unexpressed feeling and emotion. So if you want to
It's
have fun, pair up with someone and do it onto each other. Yeah, you just keep talking. It's like, what else do you hate? And when you say that, if anyone wants to try, this is how it works. So, anyone wants to try real quick? There's a demonstration.
sorry, what's that?
Anybody wants to try it so you can see how it works?
Yeah,
What's really important when I say, so what do you hate? And you say, oh, I hate milk, whatever, you know. And then I say, thank you. What else do you hate? So you don't go like, oh my God, you hate milk? That's weird. You
Mm.
don't you don't acknowledge what they say except by saying thank you. And you move on. So we don't dwell on something. We're just opening up the space for it to be expressed. Yeah. So should we try?
I'll do it.
All right.
Okay.
So what do you hate?
I hate volunteering.
Thank you. What else do you hate?
I hate not drinking coffee.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And what else do you hate?
I hate when you guys connect and I feel left out and I feel inadequate. I fucking hate it.
He's a gorgeous man. I love you. I freaking love you. You know. Thank you. I shouldn't have gone where I went, by the way. Help it. I know you forgive me.
I forgive you.
Probably hate it anyway.
I hate you anyway.
So what else do you have? Can you see the mechanism? So you
yeah.
don't buy into the story. You don't go like, oh my God, I hate that too, or anything. Just let them speak out. So they get into this flow. And next minute they begin to say things like that, like really deep stuff. They almost decided never speak about something like that ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those people that hate those people who hate.
Yeah, I hate them. I don't know if I do or not. I do.
So there, I tell you, if we kept going and going and going, and until it gets a time when you go like, honestly, I don't know if there's anything else.
Mm.
Like you empty out. You seriously, you have to come to an end because there is only that many things.
Feels it feels freer even just saying those few things.
Isn't it? And then
Yeah.
you begin to suddenly flow because your light is no longer pushing the feeling realm down. And,
Mm.
and you know, because what we're looking for, guys, we're not even looking for the feelings we know. We're not looking for feelings that are already familiar to us. Those are the periphery. Underneath is the real kingdom. And what this hatred and terror and rage, those always stop us going to the kingdom. Yeah. So when you're the dark night of a soul, we're just trying to like, how do I get out of it? Don't. You got to go through this hell. Allow it. Give it a full expression. I'm in hell. I'm feeling terrified. God, look at me. I'm down. You know. You express all the terror. You know. You could go in the same way. It's like, what are you terrified of? Can you imagine doing that? What are you
Mm.
scared of? What are you terrified of? Like, oh God, I'm scared of heights. Thank you. What else are you scared of? And you empty out everything. Eventually you realize you're doing the same thing. You are freeing the feeling flow. And you're cracking this crust of nailed feelings that we crucified onto ourselves.
I'm terrified that there's no God and this is just a joke.
Thank you. What else are you terrified of?
That's but I am
Yes.
yes, thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Look how much light is in the room, right? It's like this is how
What,
you gotta vomit it out.
and I'm terrified that adventure is just wrong. It's just another channeled information that is another channeled information.
Thank you. And what else are you terrified of?
Oh, that's enough.
If I don't buy into it, it
Yeah,
becomes
yeah,
meaningless. It's just like
yeah, it is
it's
meaningless.
just like my
But
buh.
it is a bear.
Exactly. You know, like you give it so much meaning when it's internal,
And when you
and
hold
you
it,
put it out there, you go,
yeah,
God, this is actually crap,
yeah, true.
you know? But Walt is not Walt, when I call remember the gray voice. When you
Mm.
that inner voice when you're talking to yourself in silence over and over and over like a record, you're imprinting insanity upon yourself. That's the
Oh, I'm
crucifixion.
terrified of that voice.
Thank you. What else are you terrified of?
I'm terrified I'm taking up too much space in the group now.
Thank you. What else are you terrified of?
Oh, I'm terrified I just want to get on with it.
Look at him. Look at him, full of joy, right? Talks about terror and he's beaming with light. So, and you will get to some deep ones after a while. And you also have to feel super safe.
Mm.
We're doing a public forum here, but if it were just two of us, you would allow yourself to
Yeah,
come up
yeah.
with things you didn't even know were in you.
Mm.
Because as you empty up the cheap things, the things you can afford to say, more
Mm.
of the ones you can't say begins to become to surface. Yeah.
Mm.
When you express those, you will empty out the insanity. You will release the world you made virtually.
Wow, it's crazy good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Mm.
So yeah. So then someone says they hate you, and you go, oh my God,
Thank you.
I feel so loved right now.
Mm.
All right, guys. So shall I still read? Are we cooked? Kevin looks like he's already in heaven. Kevin in heaven. Sweetheart.
You
Can
can
we
read
some
Carl, if
more?
you want to. Yeah, I'd like to read some more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
read a little bit more.
Number 2, deity personalization. Thank you. By the technique of trinitization, the Father diverts himself of that
The best.
divest himself of that unqualified spirit personality, which is the Son. But in so doing, he constitutes himself the Father of this very Son, and thereby possesses himself of unlimited capacity to become the divine Father. Wow. To become divine Father of all subsequently created, eventualized, or personalized types of intelligent will creatures. See, Son becomes like a father, huh? As the absolute and unqualified personality, the Father can function only as and with the Son. For as a personal Father, he continues to bestow personality upon the diverse host of differing levels of intelligent will creatures, and he forever maintains personal relations of loving association with this vast family of universe children. I mean, my God, that's so beautiful. Oh my God. Oh. Wow. Oh my God. Can I read it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I don't think I can actually. I'm Freud.
You're fried.
Oh. Because I think ultimately we can do the same. Like, imagine you're God. I mean, hey, this is a daring thing to say. And this is your kingdom. And of course, the miracle says it's like, how is your kingdom? Are you a sorry king? Remember that lesson? 264 or something like that.
What was the
I have
thing
the
you
king. I have the kingdom. I must rule. Are you a sorry king? That's how it starts. That's all I remember.
a sorry king?
Are you a sorry
Sometimes
king, or are you? How is your kingdom?
it's a bit confused. Sometimes I'm a king, and then sometimes I'm a sorry king.
Yeah, because you created what you see.
Yeah.
It all comes from you. So if we are created in the image of God, we must be having some power to create with God, not alone. However, create. So I'm creating. If I see you as whole, I'm creating you as wholeness, as a spirit. If I see you less than whole, then I see making you. I'm creating you to be, Anthony who has issues.
And if you see me
And
like that, you're seeing yourself like that
and I
too.
see myself like
Yeah.
that, and then I'm creating everything around me
Sorry.
from that place of miscreation.
Mm.
But if I see you as God, if I see you as God's son, actually, not as God, but as God's son,
Mm.
I have an experience that's delightful. See, if I say strength I see in you, Anthony, is your amazing capacity to be so transparent.
Thank you.
See, I see you, that's your gift. Like you gift me with your transparency, with your allowing yourself to be emotional, you know? I express it differently, but seeing it how you do it, I am enriched by that.
I see your gift as how you lead people and uplift people, groups, and beautiful.
And it makes
Strong.
me yeah, beautiful. So we see these exquisite qualities in all of us. Like we all bring in something. You know, Kim brings her Kimness, and Allison brings her Allisonness, and Kevin brings his bad. Which is delicious. I mean, how cool is Kevin?
Kevin
Look at him snooze, like has a little snooze. We all watch him snoozing. It's beautiful. Right? So I read that again. And imagine that as that you also will have this capacity at some point, more than now, maybe. By the technique of Trinitization, the Father divests himself of that unqualified spirit personality, which is the Son. But in so doing, he constitutes himself the Father of the very Son, and thereby possesses himself of unlimited capacity to become the Divine Father. Okay? So the Son becomes the Divine Father. Am I right? Of all subsequently created, eventuated. This is amazing, guys. Or other personalized types of intelligent will creatures. See, this is what we do too. Huh? Except we miscreate, because we have programs that project onto a brother the misery. You know, we nail them to the cross and then we hang with them. As the absolute and unqualified personality, the Father can function only as and with the Son. But as a personal Father, he continues to bestow personality upon the diverse hosts of the differing levels of intelligent will creatures, and he forever maintains personal relations of loving association with this vast family of universe children. So if we become and begin to, you know, bestow personality, like I just bestowed personality upon you, Anthony, right? Didn't I?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
And I saw you differently. I could have gone like, oh, there is Anthony just going on about his stuff, whatever, right? Or I see your gift, you know? Like I keep saying, I either see you as whole or an asshole, and there is nothing in between. You can't see the two worlds, right?
Yeah.
As the Father has bestowed upon the personality of his Son the fullness of himself.
After the Father.
Honey?
Is after the Father?
After the Father has bestowed after the Father has bestowed upon the personality of his Son the fullness of himself. Don't know why there's no capital H there. And then this act of self-bestowal is complete and perfect, of the infinite power and nature, which are thus existence in the Father-Son union. The eternal partners conjointly bestow these qualities and attributes which constitutes still another being like themselves. And this conjoined personality, the infinite spirit, completes the existential personalization of deity. I mean, hello.
Hmm.
Is that sinking in?
A little bit. My brain is a bit fried.
Anyway, this is nearly done. The Son is indispensable to the fatherhood of God. Wow. That's amazing. The Spirit is indispensable in the fraternity of the second and third persons. 3 persons are a minimum social group, but this is least of all the many reasons for believing in the inevitability of the conjoined actor. That went over my head. The first source and center is the infinite Father personality, the unlimited source personality. The eternal Son is the unqualified personality absolute, the divine being who stands throughout all times and eternity as the perfect revelation of the personal nature of God. The infinite spirit is the conjoined personality, the unique personal consequence of the everlasting Father-Son union. The last one, not the last one. Oh, I thought that was the last one. How are we going, guys?
I'm good.
Yeah, good. The personality of the first source and center is the personality of infinity minus the absolute personality of the eternal Son.
Huh?
I know. Don't know what that means at all. Maybe just the personality of the first source and center of the infinity minus the absolute personality of eternal Son. The personality of the third source and center is the super additive consequence of the union of the liberated Father personality and the absolute Son personality. The universal Father, the eternal Son, and the infinite Spirit are unique persons. None is a duplicate. Each is original. Wow. All are united. I get that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone who hasn't read yet?
I'll read
All righty.
The Eternal Son. The Eternal Son.
Anyway, listen, when you bring this in, the room changes, darling. You feel that? She brings this in. It's so powerful. It's so strong. I can feel it all the way down, let me tell you.
I mean, you can feel it, Cole. Can other people actually feel it, or are you just speaking for other people?
No, I can feel it.
I'm
Okay.
saying I'm feeling it, but what other
I'm
people
feeling
do,
it.
that's up to them.
Yes.
Do you
Made me
guys
laugh.
feel it when she drops in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is it, guys. And when someone drops in, I learned this in the academy. They say, just take the ride.
Oh,
Because they are in a real place in themselves, like something open up. And you feel it. Who feels it? You feel it.
I feel it.
And that is how you learn it. This is how we learn from unity, not from what the book says. The book helps you to go into this unity within yourself, into this place of like, oh my God, right? And then that is the teacher. because that enlightens the others more than anything else. Anyway, I thought I said that.
Right.
Forgive me.
It's a difficult one, but I'll have a go.
Okay. Unforgivable.
Yeah, it's cool. The eternal Son alone experiences the fullness of divine personality relationship.
Mm.
The fullness of divine personality relationship. Consciousness of both sonship with the Father and paternity to the Spirit, and of divine equality with both Father, ancestor, and Spirit associate.
Father and sister. Is that what you said?
Father,
Oh,
ancestor.
right.
What did I say?
It sounded like sister.
Yes,
No,
he
ancestor.
did.
Not father and sister, father, ancestor.
Yes.
Right.
And not father and sister either. That
Oh
was
dear.
a really bad one. Sorry.
That's
And the
right.
father, ancestor, and spirit associate. The Father knows the experience of having a son who is his equal, but the Father knows no ancestral antecedents. The eternal Son has the experience of sonship, recognition of personality ancestry, and at the same time, the Son is conscious of being joint parent to the infinite Spirit.
Mm.
The infinite Spirit is conscious of twofold personality ancestry, but is not parental to a coordinate deity personality.
Mm.
What does that mean? Not parental to. Okay. With the Spirit, the existential cycle of deity personalization attains completion. The primary personalities of the third source and center are experiential and are 7 in number.
Mm.
I am of origin in the Paradise Trinity. Who is this who's speaking? A universal censor acting by authority from the ancients of days. I am of origin in the Paradise Trinity. I know the Trinity as unified deity. I also know that the Father, Son, and Spirit exist and act in their definite personal capacities. I positively know I positively know that they not only act personally and collectively, but that they also coordinate their performances in various groupings so that in the end they function in 7 different singular and plural capacities.
Mm.
And since these 7 associations exhaust the possibilities for such divinity combination, it is inevitable that the realities of the universe shall appear in 7 variations of values, meanings, and personality.
That's why there's 7 universes.
Mm-hmm.
Not that
7, it almost sounds like there are only 7 possibilities in combination, or singularly. So you've got the Father, you've got the Son, you've got the Father, Son, you've got the conjoint
Father and the conjoint actor.
Father.
You got the son and the conjoint actor. Yeah.
Mm, right. Well,
No.
the three persons of deity looks good.
Yes, I think I'm pretty cooked by now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can
yeah,
take
I understand that. Otherwise, like, yeah, I would have suggested going on, but
Mm.
yeah.
Hmm.
Ooh,
I never ever imagined that I would enjoy reading this first part of the URANTIA book.
yes, true.
No.
Uh,
First time I tried reading it, I thought, dear God, why would anyone try to read this?
mm.
Anyway.
Mm. Hey, Junie. All right, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
See you.
And there's a message there.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, guys. We'll see you Tuesday.
See ya.
Okay.
All right. Ciao.
Everyone.
See you.
Right. Thank you.